Greetings one and all, this is Lloyd Brown and welcome social media family to my vlog. The day is the 15th of December, Friday the 15th of December. What time is it? Let's have a look. What time is it? Because I don't wear watches. Every time I wear watches they just stop on me for some reason. It is 20 past 5 in the evening and I wanted to make this video by way of a livocation, as it were, to two very special people. One is called Harmony Deja and the other is called Ven Spence, and they are two aspiring female music producers, and they have told me in no uncertain terms that I've inspired them in terms of what they want to do in the production field, and they've in turn inspired me in making the video that I am about to make for you guys right now. So I'm calling this video A Tale of the Twin Towers. No, it is not a conspiracy theory in relation to 9/11. And I don't want to make light of that quip, but it's not about that. It is about the towers being the towers that make up my PC rig for Riddimworks Productions. And I say twin towers because there are two. And I'm just more or less illustrating the difference between the two, okay, and the connection with producing music in general. So here we go. Now, I didn't want to just talk about the towers. I actually wanted to show you the towers. So here is tower number one. Yeah, chunky, bit heavy, right? This is tower number one, all right? This might seem like an innocuous bit of kit to some. It might seem prehistoric to some. But this has garnered me 11 albums. I had this piece of kit from 2006 and we're in 2017 now. This, with the help of this machine, I have made 11 solo albums. I have co-produced 11 solo albums, and I've also produced albums for Donna Marie, Michael Gordon. I produced a chunk of his album called Poems and Rhymes, which features Magnet to Steel, which is playing now. Okay. Also, I've produced albums for Lynn, as you know, and Sade Aman, as you know. So if you add those four with my 11 co-produced albums, if you like, or produced albums, it would make 15. So I have produced 15 albums on this, okay? Now I want to give you the specs on this because somebody on my YouTube channel actually asked me. And in a way I was kind of embarrassed to even tell him. But you know what? I'm not embarrassed, and I'm going to tell you why. This was running, or is still running, on Windows 2000 operating system. Windows 2000. The processor in this bit of kit is a Pentium 4. I know that might even sound alien to some people right about now who was born just in 2000. They might not have even heard of Pentium 4. But that's the processor that's been running it. I mean, for goodness sake, this has got a floppy disk drive in it. Who uses floppy disks these days? Nobody. That's how old this thing is, right? Now this was made by a good friend of mine. His name is Kevin Berry, but he's known affectionately in the fraternity as DJ Flyer. He's no longer with us anymore. He used to run a program called Rhythm Buster on Tony Williams' Rhythm 365 internet radio station. And not only was DJ Flyer a huge UK reggae fan, he was a massive Lloyd Brown fan. And we linked up at the station at Rhythm 365 and we became friends ever since. And he was the only DJ that could get me out of my yard to do interviews with him on Rhythm 365, and in turn in his station when he left, called rhythmbuster.com, in the graveyard shift. And I'm talking from like 11 p.m. to around 2, 3 in the morning. He was the only DJ that could ever do that for me. You know what I mean? So it was a pleasure to basically be interviewed by him and to work with him on that basis. But he was a techie. He made computers for a living as well. So he made me this, which has the specs as I've just described. And when he passed, it really came as a blow to me, because he used to come to my yard to fix the computers. Not only did he make me this one, but he made me a video editing suite. And I wanted to really set up Riddimworks Productions from a music production and video production capacity. That was my ambition. But because the crash came in around that time, nobody could afford to do music videos. Nobody could afford to do music production, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So I just had a bag of equipment, including the camera that's actually filming this now. I had two cameras. They were worth around 800 quid each. So I had those cameras basically sitting around doing nothing. So I just chose to do what I could do with them for my own benefit. And that's how Riddimworks was kind of born, as it were. So with that, I more or less learnt music production in my yard, 6 months, crash course. Learned that not only by watching YouTube videos, but actually, you know, watching other producers who I admire and respect, going to Easy Street back in the day, watching Bubblers, looking at Tony Phillips and Jazz Wad and all those guys, looking at how they produce music and just taking notes, taking mental notes and applying it to what I did and what I do. And also Bitty McLean. Bitty was like the last producer that really confirmed where I wanted to go musically. Now, another spec of this computer, right, is that the memory in this is 2 gigs. Yes, I said 2 gigs, not 20 gigs, 2 gigs of RAM, random access memory. Now, in my phone, I've got 32 gigs. I've got 32 gigs of storage, much less. This has only got 2 gigs of RAM. On my video tower, I think it had 4. I gave that to my son. I also gave him a sampler, MPC 1000, I think I gave him, Akai MPC 1000, for him to basically be getting on with. But don't know what's happened with that. I think he might have sold it. I don't know. But anyway, that was then. When he passed, I didn't have the heart to upgrade it. I wanted to use it as much and as hard and as long as I can, which I have done. But I have to say, it's not holding up very well. I wanted to get some memory to put on it, right? And when I took that to the computer shop this week, the brother laughed me out the shop. He says, "What you doing with this old piece of shit?" He says, "You know you got to upgrade, right?" And I said, yeah. So I'm more or less kind of using this while it's on the way out, so to speak. But in the meantime, I need something else to upgrade what I'm upgrading. And the second of the Twin Towers, I'm pleased to say, is this one. Now, to some people, they may say, "Yeah, I know nothing that. I had that from time." Yeah, that's fine. That's your studio, right? That's your business you're running. But I'm still running my business from that. And I'm still making albums from that. So it's all good. And the thing is for me is that I'm a till the wheels fall off kind of brother. If it ain't broke, I'm not trying to fix it. You get what I'm saying? And if it works for me, it works for me. And that's the reason why I'm harping on so much about the specs on this computer. But let's move on to this one, because this one has got quad core and 8 gigs of RAM, which is upgradable to 64 gigs of RAM. That means if I upgrade this to 64 gigs of RAM, this can wash my clothes, wash my dishes, cook my dinner, cook my tea, clean my yard, and, and do anything else it's asked to do. So I'm happy with that. But the one thing I wanted to remain was the programs that I use, because I've worked very hard to bring the Lloyd Brown stroke Riddimworks sound to my productions. And I will recap with the stuff that I use. Hypersonic, recommended to me by Bitty McLean. Me and Bitty went into the shop, bought that. Easy Drummer, for those who might not have space for a drum kit in their yard. Very handy piece of kit. They now got Easy Drummer 2, which I'm planning to get, which is basically, it's a multi-layer drum sampler. And the thing about this, I haven't even got time to tell you about what this thing does, but in a future video I will. In fact, I have told you before what it does on another video, but I can't remember offhand. And these are the expansions. Funk Masters, Clive Stubblefield and Jabbo Stark. Those two guys played with James Brown. So the samples that was made in this expansion was made with the two drummers that played with James Brown. And I don't think they're with us anymore. I think Clyde Stubblefield is passed now. So this ain't going nowhere. Latin percussion. You can never have too much percussion. Claustrophobic for hip hop and R&B. And also Easy Keys upright piano. Now this, you can actually compose a song on it and take the MIDI file and put it in your project, and it will play the chords with whatever instrument you assign it to. So even if you want just the upright piano that's featured here, it will play it with this instrument. But if you want it to be played with a Rhodes, and you got the Rhodes on the Hypersonic, just push the MIDI files, boom, Bob's your uncle. So, oh, and also these two interfaces. This interface is so old, it runs off Firewire. Still works, but it runs off Firewire. So I have to get a new one, which I did. I indulged myself and got me one of these, which works the same way. It's the same M audio, but I can't find this anywhere. This is so old, but it still works. But I'm hooking this up to that with the programs and upgrading Riddimworks Productions, or my Riddimworks studio, as Riddimworks Mark II. So the reason why I'm brought all of this to your attention, oh, and also I'm going mobile as well, because I'm making my Riddimworks mobile studio, which will be on this as well. So the objective is for me to basically make music here and make music wherever I happen to be. So that is the plan for next year. Now, the reason why I'm saying all of this right now is that I'm trying to appeal to people by saying it doesn't matter what you have right now. Make it work for you, right? If I can make a Pentium 4 computer with 2 gigs of RAM make me 15 albums, and not 15 joke albums either, 15 critically acclaimed albums. If I can make 15 albums with this, then whatever you have right now in 2017, you can make work for you. What I do plan to do in future is do more tech videos and just show you the techniques of how I produce my music and my vocals with more software that I hope to be getting in future and more programs and stuff like that. But anyway, this, like I said, is livocated to Harmony Deja and also Ven Spence. I want to thank you guys for giving me the inspiration by you telling me that I'm giving you inspiration in what you're doing as producers, as female music producers. Keep up the work, keep up the strength, and keep up the energy. And if there's anything you would like in terms of advice or tutorials or what have you from me, I'll be more than happy to do that for you. I know, Deja, that you're in the easy drummer thing and you want to know more about that. I can help you out on that. And then I know you're using Reason. I don't use Reason, I use Cubase, but I'm hoping that we can swap over knowledge in terms of what you know and what I know as well. So that'll be great and that'll be good. All right. Anyway, the marker time is approaching, so I'm going to bid you guys adios and farewell for now. And as always, you done know the coup. Please, 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 please abstain from foolishness wherever possible. And until I catch you on the next one, happy producing, happy music making, happy holidays until such time. Magan.